Hello, this is unused stock footage from my videos. Apparently I have a huge archive of this stuff, and some of it's actually usable, but was never, for whatever reason, it just did not fit any sort of narrative, so this is a hodgepodge of miscellaneous stuff from last year, 2011. Alright, so I had a colony of Camponotus chromiatus in my yard, and I couldn't find it. Had a friend over. First, I said it might be in this piece of wood, and, we apparently the piece of wood had become so rotted from, like, last year that it just tore open as we opened it, and there was the queen, eggs, brood, a couple of workers, and everything right there. I was like, oh, it's a wonderful day to start, wonderful way to start out a little tour of the yard, show off how many ants I have out back here. So, yeah, that was a nice way to start that. We did end up leaving it there. I sort of repaired the log, and they've sort of moved in there. I hope they're okay, because I would like that colony to stay out there. Ants in my care don't do that very well. This is the attic area to one of my beehives. Actually, it's a hive meant to catch swarms, but it really wasn't very successful. And ants seem to love the area that's up here. I've noticed it. Like, I go to the beekeeping meetings, and they just, of 40 hives, we will find ants in a couple of them. Those were Taponoma seseli, I think, the odorous house ant. And this is the trumpet vine, so it's more of a summertime that this is happening. Cremitigaster crossi, really enjoy these, along with a Camponotus, one of the smaller ones. I forget the exact species of that one. It's been a while, like, I'm still rusty from winter. I need to remember what these, I know there's a species like Curia or Discolor or something. One of those. It's one of the smaller ones here. This is probably a queen bumblebee of some sort. I know one or two friends of mine could probably identify this thing here. It's gathering nectar and some pollen. Not really a whole lot of pollen, but gathering nectar in. Let's see, that is milkweed. So this would have to be June. So what you were just looking at there, same species of milkweed. It has. For whatever reason, they took the pale variety, which is all yellow, and they named it a cultivar. It's called Hello Yellow. And it's only maintained through clones and just selective breeding, to my knowledge. The normal species, butterfly weed, Asclepias tuberosa, which ants actually like to steal nectar from. And I believe this is more Taponoma seseli. I noticed this ant more than any other seems to circumvent plants that have known defenses against ants stealing nectar, and they get in there. Actually, no, that's Nylandria flavipus, I think? One of those. Yeah, I think that's Nylandria. Just another ant I find getting places, but it doesn't have as big a distribution. This was out of my yard at a park, sort of it had like a trail going through a woods where there was like no brush or anything. They cleared out all the shrubs in this forest and put a bunch of picnic tables, which made it easier to walk around, but there's no plant life there for anything there. So we find ants that only feed on the canopy, and that was winter ant, Prunipes imparis. And these are some ants on a goldenrod. Probably Taponoma seseli. I'm not sure what they are. God forbid I get a close-up or something with a macro lens, right? This is Monomorium minimum? Yes. These are very, very tiny. They look a lot like pavement ants. Tetramorium species E or Teschimia. Both are pretty much interchangeable. Well, they're not officially interchangeable, but it's just really hard for me to figure out what is in my area. Hard to distinguish. And I might be at the cutoff area, and this is a different day, back when I had my friend over, and I decided to, do some, bait the yard. I have all these videos of just, like, pools of honey that I just spread around, and ants looking at them, but I didn't really get to, I don't know, I just didn't get enough to make an episode out of it. So, I think this was a highlight of those videos, though, just from the sheer volume of ants. I'm noticing more Monomorium minimum around, and I never really noticed before how productive they were before this. And this is our last video. This is Cremitigaster crossi, which was having a nuptial flight one morning. I happened to be awake at the early hour that they hold their flights, and basically after the dry parts of summer get done, come August or maybe even July, if you have like a rainstorm, it usually triggers their flights. And I had I was actually kind of shocked to find out that they were living in here. Um, so they started having a nuptial flight, which is comprised entirely of males, from what I can see. Didn't see any queens, but I did catch one from last year, and I did put her in a test tube, and she was alive up until like 2 weeks ago. I guess she needs some food. So that's it. Stock footage and chat, and I have a blog. Go see it. Thanks for listening, and goodbye.